guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm the crochet designer slash business strategist here behind A Crafty Concept. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make these super fun, super easy, super fast crochet pumpkins. This pattern is extremely beginner friendly. I wrote it up in like 2017. I wanted to give it a refresh, kind of rewrite it in my new designer style and create a video because I never did create a video for it back in 2017. I didn't even have a YouTube channel then. So now we're gonna freshen it up for October 2022. Some of the best things about this pattern is you can use any yarn you want. Your pumpkin will just be a different size, but it doesn't have to fit because it's a pumpkin. Use any yarn, any hook combo, whatever you would like. This is great for stash busting if you've got random yarn on your shelf that you've been putting off using, waiting for the perfect project. Make it into a super cool pumpkin. You can have rainbow pumpkins, pink pumpkins, blue pumpkins, neutral pumpkins, anything that you want. Also, I'm going to show you how I use these stems here in this video, but I have another video of all kinds of different ideas for pumpkin stems for your crochet pumpkins. I will link that in the description below and probably put a card to it up here somewhere. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using chunky yarn and a bigger crochet hook, but you can follow along using any type of yarn that you want. I think it would be really cool to make some of these in some novelty yarns, maybe a furry pumpkin or a velvet pumpkin. There's all kinds of options. Literally, the sky is the limit. So without further ado, let's hop on over to my table and see what you need to make yourself a crochet pumpkin. Okay, to make our pumpkin, we're going to start by making a magic circle, and we're going to single crochet 10 times inside this magic circle. The good thing about this pattern is you can use any yarn and hook combo that you want, and it will just create different size pumpkins. This was made with a discontinued yarn from Hobby Lobby. Feelin' Chunky was the name of it. And I increased to 20 and I used an I crochet hook instead of the J. And this is the finished size. This one is going to be more like this one here. So we're going to make our magic circle and we're going to single crochet 10 times into the middle of our circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may notice that I yarn under instead of the traditional yarn over. 5, that's just how I taught myself. 6, you can yarn over if that's how you want to do it. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, 10. Now we are going to pull our tail to kind of close up our magic circle there. And we will sew that in later to make it nice and tight. Now we're going to do round 2. This is made in the round, meaning we're not going to join and chain up. We're just going to do continuous rounds each time. You can use a stitch marker to mark the end of each round if you'd like. I will use one to help you guys see how to use a stitch marker and also know where we're at. I'm going to use my J hook marking stitch marker that Taylor of Taylor Lynn Crochet sent to me. These things are so handy because if you set your project down and you need to come back to it later, this will remind you what hook you were using. I will put a link to those in the description below if you want to grab yourself a pack. For round 2, we are going to increase in each stitch all the way around. So we're going to put our hook here under the first stitch. And that's where we're going to place our increase, which just means 2 single crochets in the same spot. So that's 1, and we're going to do it again in the same spot. That's 2. I'm going to do that all the way around. For a total of 10 times, giving us a total of 20 stitches in the round. We are almost to our stitch marker, which tells me that is the last spot I need to increase. I always put my stitch marker in the last stitch of every round. Okay, move my stitch marker up. For round 3, we are going to increase in every other stitch. So that was in every stitch. This one's going to be every other. So we're going to start by putting an increase in the first stitch. 2 single crochets together. 1, 2, and then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch. That's going to be our repeat for this round. Increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, all the way around. And that's going to take us from 20 stitches to 30 stitches. Coming up on my stitch marker. Okay, and the stitch marker one is just a single crochet, not an increase. That's 30 stitches. Move up our stitch marker and get ready for round 4. And for round 4, we are going to increase and then single, single, increase, single, single, increase, single, single, giving us a total of 40 stitches in the round. And this is going to be our last increase round. So we're going to start by putting an increase right here in the first stitch. Increase. Okay, single crochet in the next stitch. And then single crochet in the next stitch. That's our repeat. Do that again for a total of 10 repeats. Increase, single crochet, that's 2. Do that all the way around. Okay, 2 more stitches in this round. I'm going to go ahead and remove my stitch marker. Single crochet, and then put my stitch marker back. Now we are finished doing our increase rows, and we're going to have a few what I call grow rows, which means they just grow your project. We're not going to be increasing or decreasing. We're just going to grow our project for a few rows. That was rows 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do rows 5 through 11. I keep saying rows, I mean rounds. We're going to do rounds 5 through 11, and that is just 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around for each round. Super simple. I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera because there's no need for you to watch me do it, but I will come back after I finish or almost finish round 11. Okay, I just finished round 11 and I moved up my stitch marker. Now for round 12, we are going to start decreasing. So we're going to start by putting a decrease over the first 2 stitches and then single crochet, single crochet. We're going to do that all the way around. So it's kind of like our increase rows, but in reverse. So I'm going to start by putting a decrease over the first 2 stitches, and I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm going to insert my hook under the front loop of the first stitch. Then I'm going to whip my hook around and insert my hook under the front loop of the second stitch, and that's where I'm going to place my single crochet. Keeping everything nice and taut. That's 1. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Single, single, and that will be our repeat all the way around. Decrease, and we're taking our 40 single crochet stitches and dropping it back down to 30. That's 2. One more time here, and then I'll do the rest off camera. Decrease, single, single, that's 3. Continue doing that all the way around. Okay, decrease, single, and then the last one goes there. Single, move up my stitch marker. Now we're going to go ahead and sew in our first tail, because as we continue to do our decreases, this will get harder and harder to get into to sewing your tail. So I'm just going to flip it inside out, and I'll be using this big tapestry needle that's made for like bigger yarn. And I will just be going right under the stitches of our magic circle here. And then kind of gently pulling it closed as we go. Okay, it's not completely closed all the way, but it's going to be fine because we're going to have to go back through that hole to make our little pumpkin humps anyway. So I'm just going to leave my tail there because it's going to be stuffed with stuffing and it won't be a problem. flip it back to right side out. And we can get ready for round 13. For this round, we're going to decrease over the first 2 stitches and then single crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to start by doing a decrease here. And then we're going to single crochet 1 time. And then we're going to decrease. That's our repeat all the way around. And then single crochet. Do that for a total of 10 times, giving us a total of 20 stitches in the round. Okay, coming up to our stitch marker, decrease, and then single crochet in the last stitch. Okay, move up my stitch marker. Now for the next round, we're going to decrease 1 time in each stitch. Well, in each 2 stitches all the way around. So we're going to have 10 decrease stitches for the next round. No single crochets in between the decreases. One, 2, 5. Okay, so I did 5 of them, but now's a good time to go ahead and stuff your pumpkin. So I have some polyfill here. This is probably not going to be enough, but I can grab some more. I'm just going to shove it down in there. And break it up a little bit so it's not so clumpy. Just kind of push it all the way into the sides of your pumpkin. That's probably enough because we still have to do some shaping. I think that's good. And we can finish with our 5 more decreases. And last one. Okay. Now we're going to slip stitch in this next spot just to help us tie off here. But you want to leave a very long tail, like a couple feet, because this is what we're going to use to make the humps of our pumpkin. It's better to have too much than not enough, right? Okay, you can tie it off and pull it all the way through. Now we are going to close up our little circle by using our tapestry needle. This is definitely too much tail, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Just gotta be careful and make sure it doesn't get knotted up on me. Now to close in this circle here, I'm just gonna go under the front loop only of each stitch. Probably gonna do one at a time so I don't get tangled up. If my tail wasn't so long, I could just like go like this and whoop them around to do all 10 of them, but I don't want to risk my tail getting all knotted because it's so big. So I'm just going to do one at a time. Still getting close to being knotted, so you got to be careful. And then once we get under all of them, we'll close it by pulling the string. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this tight, and as you do that, you can feel your stitches kind of close up, and then I'm going to run my tail under them one more time just to make it nice and secure. And then after we get this done, we can start making our humps. Okay, now we have our little pumpkin ball, but we need it to be more pumpkin-y, right? Less ball-y. So I'm just gonna give it some shaping and get ready to make my humps. My humps, my humps, my humps. Okay, we're gonna go around and then back up through the bottom. So around the top, back up through the bottom, and then back out through the top, like that. And pull it through. Okay, so pull it nice and tight. And then we're going to go around and back up from the bottom again, trying to like hold it squished so it will stay tight. You want it to stay nice and tight without ripping your yarn, because that would be bad. Okay. So I'm going to tighten this one again and hold it. And then I'm going to pull this one. And you can kind of move it before you pull it tight about where you want it to go. And then pull it tight. Okay. And then we're going to keep it going. Okay. Yeah, definitely too much slack or too much string on my tail here, but it's okay. Okay. Perfect. Then we'll have this one and then one more. So try to eyeball it so it's about the size that you want. Each little pie piece here. Trying to go up from the bottom, up through the middle. Right here is where we're going to go. And then the last one is just going to split what's left right there in half and pull it tight. I am going to go ahead and trim this now because I do not need all this yarn, just to make it easier to pull with. Now we're going to tie off down here. You just need to make a knot. It's a little hard to see because that stuffing is there. But then I just push that through. And then come through this hole here to make a knot. And we need to make it a double knot so it's nice and strong. Okay. Okay. Now we can go into our pumpkin body and out the side right there to hide our tail and to make that knot kind of drop down in there nice and neatly. And then you're ready to add your stem. I like to use the wooden stems. These are my favorite. I literally cut these off of a tree. My neighbor was tearing down trees and I was like, can I have some of those branches? And she was like, sure. And then my husband cut them into little pieces for me. I just hot glue those down. So I take a hot glue gun, put a big blob of hot glue there and then stick it down in there and push it really hard. I don't have any made currently. Well, I have them, I just don't know where they are. But that's what I will be doing for this guy. I gotta find my pumpkin stem and glue it on there. I also have a full YouTube video of 10 crochet pumpkin stem ideas that you could use for your pumpkins. You can crochet them, you can use cinnamon sticks. There's lots of good suggestions on that list, so I will link that video down for you below. I also have other fun pumpkin-y crochet patterns like this crochet pumpkin pattern that was guest posted by my friend Geneva. I really love the striped ones. That's a free pattern on my blog, so you can find the link for that below. I also have a pumpkin hat pattern, a pumpkin lovey bear pattern, a pumpkin wall hanger pattern, a pumpkin pillow pattern, so many pumpkin patterns over on my blog. So be sure to check those out. All the links to each of the individual patterns are down below. Also, if you plan on selling your crochet pumpkins, I have a free sheet of pumpkin product tags for you. If you sign up to my email list through the link below, you will get the pumpkin product tags absolutely free. You can cut these out and attach them to your pumpkins when you sell them at markets so your customers can see how much each pumpkin is without having to ask you, hey, how much is this pumpkin? Once you're on my email list, you will also receive a bunch of other business tip and resources for business owners that I will send out over the next couple of days. And then every Wednesday, you will start receiving Wrap Label Wednesday emails, which is a free seasonally appropriate sheet of wrap labels that you can cut out and attach to all of your makes. So don't miss out on all that fun. A link is down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you love these little pumpkin patterns. Feel free to play with different yarn and hook size combos. Make all of the pumpkins in all of the textures and all of the pretty colors. I will see you guys in the next video. I try to post videos every Friday, so be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss a single one. Until next time, friends. Bye.